How are we all doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Quite a decent pump on Bitcoin last night. We definitely broke that channel. So we're going to talk about these high block levels, these levels of liquidation that I pointed out to you guys yesterday. But before we do that, how is everyone doing? Let me know that you can hear me okay. I'm going to let you know what I have done. I have manifested that I am not going to cough on this stream today. So I'm looking really very much forward to not having a coughing fit. Who have we got in the chat? Can see Claudia, good morning. Janet, Julian, Alicia, Theo. Who else have we got here? Let me scroll to the top. Lenny, Providence, Crypto Enthusiast says we're going to 50K. Interesting tea. Ryan, how you doing? Lucky's in the house. The infamous Lucky Nice from Discord. Dan Archer, awesome. So if you... Oh, damn it! I nearly held it in. It was a half one, so it's not counting. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. This is the channel where we do not build biases just because we see a bullish engulfing candle. We do not go crazy. We just trade what we see. And in this video, that's what we're going to talk about, exactly what we see. Now, I did on yesterday's video get some feedback about the volume, so I hope that it's a little bit better today. I do have it turned up to the max, so if this is not still to your liking, you may need to get your ears checked. What else is going on? Who else we got here? Jason, Brandon. Damn it, who coughed? Wasn't me, Janet. Wasn't me. Tim, Brandon. Okay, let's get into this. So we'll talk about this higher time frame. In case you missed the video yesterday, be sure to go back and watch it. We're talking about this channel. What I found very interesting was it took a lot of retail traders a really long time to actually start talking about this channel. And I was talking in my video yesterday how I find it very odd that nobody has mentioned this trend line yet. People who trade retail, I absolutely 100 million bajillion % do not trade diagonal lines. I think they are highly improbable. However, I like to keep note of them because that's what retail trades. So we had on this line, for me, we had actually broken already yesterday, but a lot of people were calling that we hadn't. I believe they didn't connect their lines properly. And it's also why I don't, I believe in drawing a channel rather than just one line, because then you've got to get an exact connection and it's kind of not really right. So anyway, point being that we have broken the channel. These high block levels that I had marked from yesterday, I'll spread them out nice and big for you, are very high levels of liquidity that we had identified, which I will show you that chart in a second. And just to recap, what we were saying was that if price breaks out of this channel, the first step is to get beyond the 50% line. And there were these two levels of liquidity below that 50% line. That might be all the market maker wants. However, once that is claimed, if we come back and create a higher low anywhere, then they may come up for the liquidity at the top of the channel, which is, really quite high. We're looking at like 23.7-ish kind of deal. Now, I'm definitely not calling 23K. Here's the problem that I have is that, I won't talk about it on this time frame. We'll go down to a time frame and show you. But at this point in time, they have tapped into the 20,500 liquidity. So if I show you that here on high block, you can see that was here, this yellow zone. Actually, let me just zoom in on this area to make it a bit clearer, but you can see here that area right there at 20.5, and it's now purple, meaning it's gone. So those people got liquidated and that 20 billion was collected by the market maker, lucky market maker. So can we go higher is the question. When we have a look at this, we can see that we still have this whole range of liquidity up here, and they've only just tapped into it at the 20.5K. The highest level just in this range is at 21K. So if they really wanted to, they really can keep going and literally wipe out everyone's short liquidation levels up to around 21K. And so the way that I like to kind of have a look at the probability of that is by then having a look at this chart here, because this shows me where the liquidity is available in the most recent traders, which are the easiest ones to come for, because they're the ones that they're the ones that long too late and short too late. So we're looking for these big bubbles, and we can see these ones here are sitting at around 20.9 and 21K. So, that matches up. But in addition to that, having a look at the delta is about 10 billion. Usually when the delta gets to around the 20 billion in a move like this, is when we actually see a reversal. So I'm not talking about a pullback, because they could easily pull back, wipe these guys out who went long too late, which is likely because the liquidity is there. Then they could go up to the 21K. And that's going to increase that delta to that potential 20 billion before we actually see any kind of scary sell-off. Now, the reason why I am still very, very skeptical on this move, I think it's pretty obvious in anyone who trades, what is the chart I want to show you? Anyone who trades should feel the same way. Is like, where's our retest? We're in this whole trend, we have not retested once, not on the S&P, not on the NASDAQ, not on Bitcoin, not on Ethereum. None of this has done a retest. So until it actually does a retest and creates a higher low, it is 100% a fake move at this point in time. Does that mean you can't trade it? Not at all. Like, you can absolutely trade a fake move, but if you're in a long position at every key level, you should be open to opening a short position if you get the right trigger. So let's talk about that then. If we're going to talk about, well, where is the right level, let's have a look at this on the 1 hour. Let me just get this off for a second so it's clean. But if we're having a look at Bitcoin on the 1 hour, then I don't know why the bulls are so damn excited, because we are still in a range. We are still in the 18.36 to 20.37 range. We haven't broken it yet. That's the key point, right? So I'll talk about what I think is going to happen in a second. The thing is, if we do break above this level, so 20,370, I mean, people are definitely going to pile on longs, and that's going to bring that delta to 20 billion for sure. But we have a really big level here of an imbalance. So what I'm saying is that there is a pretty good likelihood that we'll come up to at least attempt to recover this vector candle right here, this 1 hour one, which is between 20,160 to 20,150. Now, it's either going to reject right under that level, so 21,160, or it'll try to eat into it a little bit and potentially fail. So the thing is, before that can happen, if this is going to be a sustainable trend, we are relying on a retest before it gets into that zone. If it just breaks through this and goes straight for that today, then I would say that this is absolutely the fake move, and it's potentially that it's the fake move to the ADP non-farm news event tonight, and that's where we get our sell-off. If we don't break this 20,370 level and instead we head down today, that could be the potential for our healthy retrace, where we come back to reclaim these vectors here, the EMAs, a previous high of the day, even the 200 EMA. If we came down somewhere there, sorry, I should just move this out here. then it could be preparation again for the ADP non-farm coming out later today. So this would be a much healthier scenario in my opinion, because, obviously that's what we want. We want this trend to prove itself by actually giving us the higher low. At this point in time, when we zoom out to the 1 hour and we're looking at this whole range, we don't even really have a higher high. So in this range, it's really on knife's edge where price is literally right now. It has fully reclaimed this previous vector here. It did spike above, but it's closed back within. So could this move be completely over and it was just a fake move? Potentially. But if we're going to have a sharp reversal that it's over, as in we're going back down to 18K, because we're just not going to break this 1 hour range, something like that's going to happen on a news event. It's not just going to happen. So just be mindful of that. You need to line it up with something that's kind of going on. Like what I'm talking about is something that looks like this is really only going to happen if there's a news event to make it happen. But otherwise, even now, it looks like it's, kind of trying to come back down, probably on the 15-minute. We've probably got a M formation. We'll have a look in a second. But even now, there's just not enough here, that kind of looks like something like this is about to happen. So, which leads me to believe it's a potential just slow trend down today maybe, and does give us that higher low, which everything is all good if it actually does that. If it does that, which then also means I'm not really certain that this is a good area to short, because you could just be retracing and so your risk reward is just going to be rubbish. But if we can hold this level here, if we do head down today, what am I looking for? Area of interest. If we do head down today and we can hold this, maybe recover partially or all of this vector candle, but hold this range between 19.6 to 19.8, then I'd be fairly confident we're going to get our higher low, especially if it lines up around the news event. And then pump out of it, and then that's great. Then I'm going to feel like, okay, we've definitely got a new uptrend happening. However, if we break below that, then we're going to start breaking below the EMAs, and this move is over. So yeah, I just would caution anyone to say that the bull market is here just because we've broken that retail diagonal trend line. It's all up from here. Because when you look at it and when you zoom out, we are still in the range, and at this point in time, we have rejected the resistance level of that range. However, if we can break it, I do like this, that it should be a pretty clear run. Sorry, up to around 21,200. Which means then, is the liquidity there for that to happen? Yes, it is, because we can see here that we've got these levels here. This one goes up to 21,160, very, very close to that number. So the liquidity is there. We know we want more of a delta spike in long positions. Will we get a retrace before we go up is the question. That's what we have to watch for today. Or will we just break out and have that one final fake, wrong chart. Sorry, guys, this one. Have that one final fake move to here that hopefully lines up with the news event, and then we get our either sell-off or retracement at that point in time. The other thing too is, is it this one? Yes. Let's have a look at this. This open interest is massively peaking, and to give you a very, very brief description of what that means, open interest means that there is an equal level of longs and short positions opening. And so if the open interest is increasing, it means more and more people are opening positions, but they're equal. So if one person opens one contract long, somebody else is opening a one contract short. And so that's actually not good for retail traders, because what it means is they're guessing. People are trying to pick the top and short, and they're also FOMOing long because they believe that probably we've broken that trend line and we're going, much, much higher. So people guessing, retail guessing is fabulous for the market maker, isn't it? Because the market maker is going to play on your emotions and they're going to do whatever it takes to get you to keep guessing, to keep picking the top, to keep FOMOing in when the move has already happened, to increase that delta as much as they can before they initiate a very sharp reversal that probably will feel like it comes out of nowhere if you don't really understand this kind of a method. So yeah, I would just be very, very careful of that. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you on the 15-minute time frame with Bitcoin in particular was, there we go. There's our information. Let me turn this market thing back on now. So what I wanted to show you was the decrease here in the RSI. In addition to that, the decrease here in the volume, but in addition to that, the increase in price. So, sorry. So we have an RSI and a volume divergence according to price, which should signal a reversal, but is that just a reversal to a retracement? We don't know that part right now. Definitely be very careful of dead gap zone trading. For me personally, I like multi-session M's. I don't like single session M's. Somebody asked me why last night in the Discord. By the way, if you're not in the Discord, be sure to get yourself in there. The link is in the description of this video. But somebody asked me why I don't trade single session M's and W's. And my answer was because my trade journal taught me not to. So you have to learn as part of this method. There's probably about 10 trade setups in this method, and you have to learn all of them initially, and then you have to figure out which ones you're just really good at picking and which ones you're not. And for me, single session M's just weren't as probable for me as a multi-session M. So could you argue that this is a multi-session because this first peak was at the end of US and this second peak was in the dead gap zone? You probably could, but it just doesn't count for me. Just doesn't count. So, however, I mean, the setup is there to short if you are someone who likes to trade in the dead gap zone. I personally don't. I rather wait to see what Asia does, where Asia sets the initial high and low of the day, and then make my decision based off that. It's something that you probably could go in on lesser risk than normal because it is a higher risk trade setup. That is one thing you could do. But at the end of the day, we are in an uptrend. So any shorts are a high risk trade, especially when price is still above the 50 EMA. And that's what I don't like about this M right now. Let me spread it out, make it big. What I don't like about this M right now is that we wicked right off that 50 EMA right there. So I'd probably prefer to see a better M formation or some sort of better signal throughout Asia that has me believing that this range is the top for now and we're going to come down. That I can't really say what that is because it could end up being a 3 hits to the high situation. It could end up being a break of the 50 and retest situation. I'm going to be open to all possibilities, but I'm not open to this single session M. So that's kind of what I want to say about that. And was there anything else I had to show you on Bitcoin? Let's have a look at these levels here. See here, this is another reason when I have a look at this. So this is the current candle. Right under that current candle at 20,150, we still have significant long orders. So we've got 1.4K at 2150. We've got high level at 20,100. Another high level at 20,000. So people are still wanting to people are still wanting to long in this range. Like prices at 20,200. It's only $50 away that people are putting in long positions. So yeah, not a fan of the current single session M, but it may play out. So you do you. This is the open interest that I was talking about. So if I zoom out on this one as well, you can just kind of see how kind of crazy it is right now. I did mark out a few of these. The last time we peaked here, actually back tested a few of these, but see how we have a fairly decent sell-off when it peaks like that, and we're peaking again. That one there, let me show you what price did on that one here. So see that? Now, the open interest peaking doesn't mean we're going to sell off. It usually depends on the direction that we're going beforehand, and the direction is up. So in this case, something like this could happen if that open interest keeps peaking, and that's what I'm going to be looking for if the delta does get close to 20. It doesn't have to be 20, it might be 17, something like that, but higher than where it is now is definitely where I'm going to start looking for some kind of dramatic move to the downside that I want to be part of. I don't really want to be part of this little M now. Look here, longs building here at 20,100. Can you guys hear me okay? Just let me know. I think you can, because the volume is showing fine, but I'm not actually talking very loud because I'm trying to resist coughing. And I find that my voice actually is what tickles my throat and makes me cough. But anyway, so yeah, I just don't like that I see these buys here for a potential, okay, thank you guys, for a potential reversal right now. And then looking above price, I also don't really see anything that is stand out significant to me to short. And these numbers, they go up to 21,000. They may build if we break above this level. In fact, I probably will say that they will build if we break above this level, because we are at resistance right now. There is this one here at 1.6. That's 20,500. So again, could just be coming back for whatever liquidity is left behind there. I don't think there's much, but that is sitting there and worth noting for now. So we've got kind of the key area between 20,005 to, at this point in time, 20,650. But if we break through that, like, I just don't see these high enough to cause the kind of sell-off like this that I want to come as a result of the open interest. So I'm going to wait a little bit longer. Maybe they're trying to push it a little bit more. Maybe they're going to try and get more people to commit to longs. It would kind of make sense to me. And if it doesn't line up with that news event tonight, if we don't get that commitment here, that's 11:15 Melbourne time tonight, the ADP, non-farm employment change. If we don't get it on here, then that may not be our midweek reversal this week. We've also got here Thursday at 1 a.m. the ISM services PMI. That could be one. And then I believe there's another one. Friday. There's quite a few events on Friday night that could do it, which, you know what, it wouldn't really surprise me if we did get it on Friday. I mean, of course, I'm going to be trading what I see, so don't take this as gospel, as I know some of you guys do. Don't say, Annie said we're not reversing till Friday, because that's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is this seems like a prime setup for a Friday trap move to jam us into the weekend. So, yeah, it really depends. News event at my live. Get excited. Yeah, it really depends on where that delta is, in my opinion, throughout each of these news events. So worth watching. High block is not cheap to get. By the way, a subscription to the TTC community is cheaper than high block, and we post these charts in Discord 3 times a day. So you're already saving money if you just join us and don't pay for high block, but you get all that education for free. So there you go. That's how I feel about that. Let's talk about something else. I've talked about them already. Let's talk about Ethereum. What did Milad do? Oh, Milad. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Bowing down, saying thank you. You're a legend, Milad. Let me just tell you that much. Ethereum, I feel the same. Dead gap zone worries me, but declining volume, declining RSI, increasing price. Yeah, don't get emotional. Trade what you see. Me personally, don't like the single session M formation. Don't like in the dead gap zone, but it could be the start of a turnaround. So definitely going to be open to that. But at the end of the day, if this is the M, that is the reversal, if you're a high risk trader, take it. Like, don't not take it, because I'm not. But this is going to come down. It's going to retest something, probably the 50 EMA, and then we'll have continuation from there. So if you want to be more conservative, you wait for that. Or if that doesn't happen, this is exactly the same for Bitcoin too, by the way. If that part doesn't happen, then what will happen instead is that we will set the initial low of the day wherever we set it, maybe even at this point of control potentially, and around the 50 EMA. And then we come up, and then we potentially have a 1, 2, 3 hits to the high in a double session, which is way better than having 3 hits to the high in one session. Then it comes down, lower high, down, there's your information short. Those two scenarios are way more, in my opinion, highly probable setups if I was wanting to short than this current thing that I'm seeing right now. So that's what I have to say to you about that, and that's what I would be looking for. And of course, because we do have these wicks here, there is the other possibility that the market maker will come up and set the initial low of the day wherever they want to set that, and come up and claim them and break through that level, induce that FOMO. For Ethereum, I'm looking at an area of interest up here. Initially, the last week's high of the week, which is at 1400 even, and then into the 1408 to 1435-ish kind of zone would be next. So definitely eyes on the prize for a potential fake out, but also eyes on the prize for a retracement that could turn into a reversal, but it's too early to tell. But I don't think where it is right now is the best tradable move. Wait for a little bit more confirmation, in my opinion, simply because it's in the dead gap zone, and this bounced off the 50, and this has not yet even made it to the 50. Let me check this question. Annie is talking about me. I take her words as engraved on stone. You're funny. What else have we got? Anything? Oh, congrats on the OKX off. Thank you. By the way, I absolutely love OKX. I am such a huge fan of it. If you are looking for an exchange to trade on, OKX is 100% my preferred exchange. Because I love it so much, I actually share a fairly high percentage of my referral fee with you guys. So if you use the link in the description below, you get 15% discount on trading fees, and most people will not share that much with you, but we do over here at TTC. So if you're looking for an exchange to trade on, be sure to grab that link in the description below. And there is also sign up bonuses and stuff like that OKX gives you. Now, is there anything else? Annie taking TTC fam with her 100 million%. You've decided, oh no, I haven't. Guys, we shouldn't be talking about on the public channel. Like, we talk about that in Discord. It's so funny. What small caps do you trade? None at the moment. So right now, just because of what Bitcoin is doing right now, my eyes are 100% on Bitcoin. I mean, of course, I have partially started investing in, my investment portfolio. But as far as trading, eyes on Bitcoin and Ethereum, get good setups there, and then alts after that, in my opinion. That's the wrong OKX move. Okay, you guys are teasing me now, so I'm going to go. I hope this video was helpful. We are in a very good position. Don't get greedy. If you got the long and you're in decent profit, make sure you're at least taking partial profits along the way. Sorry. And moving your stops up so that you don't give all of that profit back to the market maker should they initiate that sharp move, knowing that open interest is creeping up, and that usually does lead to the sharp move. Have the most amazing day. I will be back tomorrow, so we will trade whatever happened and the post-news event. Until then, trade safe, and I'll see you guys hopefully in the Discord.